Lawrence Davis from Bubba Bass Anglers. There's one thing I like about innovation in fishing tackle is bringing you something new that hasn't reached the retail market yet. Today I bring you trapper tackle. Now because it's winter here in Massachusetts and most of the lakes are either frozen or too cold to fish, I haven't had a chance to test these out yet. But I do understand the technology behind them. I've had a good look at them. I'm going to show you what they are, and then hopefully within the next month when we get out there for our first fishing trip of the season, I could show you some proof of concept videos. For now, let me explain to you what trapper tackle is. So what's trapper tackle? Trapper tackle is produced by Land Outdoors. They're made of high carbon steel and have a very sharp piercing point. The piercing point is more like a spear and less like a knife. So it'll make a solid hole in the fish and it won't tear. That helps to keep the fish on. As you know, when you hook a fish, as they wiggle and shake, that little hole that you make with the hook gets bigger until it's big enough for them to actually slip off the hook. These new piercing points prevent that from happening. So the cool thing about these trapper tackle hooks is they have this little trap inside the hook. So let's take a closer look at that. So what I have pictured here is a trapper tackle 3/0 extra wide gap hook on top of a 3/0 extra wide gap hook. You can see right here that the trapper tackle hook goes a little deeper and uses 90-degree turns at the end of the hook. And on the non-trapper tackle hook, it's just a nice smooth curve. As you know, and we've all lost fish, we've all had fish shake their heads off of hooks. With this little curve right here, it's a lot easier for the fish to shake their head off the hook. It just slides through the hole. If the hole gets big enough, the fish shakes and it slides through. With a trapper tackle hook, the fish gets trapped in this little area right here. This is the trap. So when they try to shake, they get caught in here and they can't get the hook out of their mouth. These little 90-degree angles create the trap. Let's say you're walking in a large field and you see a 9-foot ditch. Okay? So let's say this is 9 feet. You could easily just walk down the ditch and then walk up the other side and get out of it. Now, let's change it up. Say instead of a ditch, it was a 9-foot trap hole. If you fell into this trap, you couldn't get out unless somebody sent you down a rope or you had some way of climbing out. Notice the 90-degree angles we have here. This is the same concept, okay? So, with the extra wide gap hook, it's smooth, easier for the fish to get out. But with the trapper, they can't get out because they get trapped in this little area right here. Same concept on a smaller scale. Now, another thing you should notice about these is that in this little area right here, when you put your bait in there, whether it be I don't know, rubber worm, a Senko, a rubber frog, maybe a tube, or a grub, or any kind of soft plastic bait, they also get stuck in this little part. And it keeps the bait from sliding around. You know, sometimes when you put bait on a regular EWG hook, the bait can sometimes slide up the hook, or maybe it'll easily come off. This little trap here keeps your bait on the hook. So it works as a bait keeper, and it also works to keep your fish on the hook. Trapper tackle hooks come in a multitude of different sizes and gauges for just about every different fishing application you can think of. They have offset wide gap hooks and 1/0, 4/0. They have heavy cover and 5/0. They have 3/0 obviously. They have drop shot hooks. They got 30-degree jig hooks and 5/0, and even smaller drop shot finesse size hooks. You can find these at Tackle Warehouse, Dick's Sporting Goods, and if you go to trappertackle.com, you can find all the other dealer locations they're shipping to. They are shipping right now, so if you get online, I'm sure you can find them. This is Torrance Davis with Bubba Bass Anglers. Stay tuned for more retail therapy videos with new and innovative fishing tackle.